So the alternator of this Camry 2011 is making a noise. This is the alternator. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to troubleshoot and tell how to confirm if it is the alternator. So I will remove this grip while the engine is running and then connect it and then remove it again, and you can hear the noise. How to remove this grip, I'll show you. So before the engine starts, everything is cold. There's a rubber boot on it. I removed that. I'll show you once I remove it how I have done it. So this is the grip. This was the rubber boot which was on it. And this, as you can see, is the clip. If you press this clip from this side here, this lock here opens up, and all you need to do is then pull it off. And this is where it goes. In this brown socket, it goes in. I'll show you how to check. So now I'm going to remove the grip. You see it has stopped making the noise. When I connect this grip again here, you can hear it again. Remove the grip, it's quiet. Connect it, you hear it. So that confirms the alternator needs replacement. So now I need to remove the negative terminal of the battery to make sure there is no shorting out when I'm working on the car. This one, I believe it is a 10 millimeter. So let's see. Yeah, it's a 10 millimeter. Remove this. So I've removed the negative terminal of the battery. Now I'm going to disassemble, or basically remove it. So remove this grip, this boot, remove this boot. This terminal also needs to be removed. I think it is also a 10 millimeter. So it's a 10 millimeter, and this socket is going to make it easy. So remember, these are all factory tightened bolts. They're being removed for the first time, so they will be a little difficult. So remove that bolt, remove that nut. Remove this terminal, and then open this grip through a small screwdriver so that you can remove this wire, and similarly this clip from here so that it all gets out of the way. Yeah, so I have gotten it. Good. So all these wires then need to go on this side once I'm about to remove this. But for now, let's first remove the belt. So for removing the belt, I need to loosen this adjuster by using this nut, which is a 14 mm. So I'll get a spanner on it and move it in that direction. That will take the load off of this belt and I can remove it. So let's do that. This would be a little tricky and I think the difficult part of the project, but let's see if I... well, not that difficult actually. So I have removed the belt from it. Now I need to remove the two bolts which are holding the alternator in place. One is this, a again a 14 millimeter, and the other one is exactly in opposite to this over there. It's difficult to show from here, but once I've removed it, I'll show you. So this is the bolt. It is 14 millimeter and not that difficult. So this has been loosened. Now the one opposite to it, this one. To remove those both bolts, and the alternator will come out. Let me remove those. So the lower bolt has been removed, and it required the ratchet till the very end. It was very tight, could not be removed by hand. So this is pretty time consuming. Now the upper bolt, let's see how easy that is. So the upper bolt is removed and it was very easy. Now all I need to do is remove the alternator, get all the wires out of the way, and if I have some luck, it will come out easily. Otherwise that will also seems like it is not going to come easy. Let's use a pry bar. So the alternator is out. Let's make it out like this. This is the original alternator. This is the original alternator. This is the new one, which I got basically remanufactured. So I'll remove this bracket, install it there, and the alternator is ready to go in. This one should do it. This goes in here. The old one goes here. Just make sure that all the brackets are fine, nothing broken. It looks okay. Now it is going back in. Before putting it back in, just to make sure that all the bolts are working nicely, nothing is cross-threaded, because this bolt is notorious for cross-threading. This is fine. This is also fine. I'll apply some lubricant on this so that it is easier to install it. This is a silicone based lubricant that I will use, so let's do that. Now the bottom bolt will go in first. We can do both. So I have finger tightened both the bolts. And the last bit I think requires the spanner. So let's do that. Reasonably tightened, so I need to wind the belt again using the same approach, which is the tensioner needs to be moved in that direction with the help of a 14 mm spanner, and then the belt can be put on top of it. As you can see, properly in its grooves, so everything seems fine. Before I connect it, just a final look. All looks okay. So this goes here. This goes in there. So let me do all that. This one is done. Cover it with this. So everything installed properly, back in place. This clamp, that clamp with its boot, this clamp with its boot. I'm going to connect the negative terminal now and start the engine. So the negative terminal has been connected. Let's start the car and see if the problem is fixed. Yes, so the job is complete. Thanks for watching.